All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. This is going to be a video that either changes how you look at markets or completely, or you think that I'm crazy. But what I can tell you is that you're crazy if you don't pay attention to what I'm saying and what I'm about to show you. All right. So let's just get into it. And this video is all about what is called SwappyBot and what is all about fractal mathematics. Okay. So quick disclaimer, this is all I trade. It does not matter if you trade small caps. It doesn't matter if you like $1.50 tickers. It doesn't matter if you trade blue chip stocks. It doesn't matter if you trade lean hogs. It doesn't matter if you trade bonds. It doesn't matter if you trade ES or NQ, lean hog, sugar. It does not matter. Gold, silver, it's all the same. And I'm going to show you how price moves, and I'm going to show you how my algo trades it. Okay, so what is SwappyBot? Okay, let's get into it. SwappyBot is an algorithm that I built that trades fractal mathematics. There's two parts to this. One is a math study. Built up. I studied very hard, understood fractal mathematics and how the market really works. Understood that, learned it, studied it very hard, learned it from a very smart man. And I studied and I studied and I studied and coded my own version of it. And then I built the algo on top to trade it. SwappyBot is a very sophisticated algo. It has about 6,700 lines of code, 7,000 lines of code. It has a very sophisticated order swap mechanism, order queue, eviction system, rotating queue, I guess you could say, of orders that is designed to trade the market on any time frame you prefer. You want to trade it on a 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, doesn't matter. It will trade a fractal grid of levels on any time frame you prefer. It will automatically enter the trade, have your profit target calculated, knows exactly where to put your stop, knows exactly how to move your stop, knows how to manage the trade if you want to trail, and does everything perfectly as you should inside a fractal grid system. Now, it is something I'm incredibly proud of, and it is outperforming everything that's out there. It's not even close. And we've been rocking this thing for about 6 months. Me and my team of guys that I've been with for years. Strenuous back tests while we built, and it's pretty amazing what it does. It's totally flexible too. You want to go for bigger trades, you can program it to do bigger trades. You want to go for smaller 1 hour, 2 hour trades, 1.5 hour trades, you can do it that way. You can adapt it to any type of trading you want, but it's going to trade the levels properly. You can't change that. You're not going to be able to change the logic and how it executes, which is what you want. This is the edge. So this is SwappyBot. You can't see anything right now, but I'm going to show you something that hopefully piques your interest. Right? So how does SwappyBot work? Well, it trades on top of a fractal grid of mathematically calculated levels. This is how the market works. Okay? The market moves off math. Okay? Why math? If you're going to program things to move heavy amounts of volume, you have to do it. There's only one way to do it, right? How do you code it? Mathematics. Okay? It has to have a point, a level, range of levels that determines value, and a range of levels that determines not valuable. So basically buy, distribute, right? Everything in between is chop, rotation, etc., etc. This is how price moves. It doesn't matter if it's a $1.50 stock, $20 stock, Apple blue chip, Tesla, like I said, hogs, bonds, doesn't matter. Everything trades in the same grid of levels. Expansion and contraction. Now, it's not the exact same because daily calculations are bigger than a 4-hour calculation, or weekly calculations are bigger than daily calculations, which are bigger than 4-hour calculations, which are bigger than 30 calculations, which are bigger than 5-minute calculations, etc., etc. So the market will have these grids of levels contract and expand however you want to view the market. And it will always adapt to it, no matter what you do, as long as you understand it and you understand the calculations and you understand how the math works. This is where I come in. This is what I do. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something so you understand, kind of, as a visual, what I do. This is NQ on a Friday. Looks cool, right? We just closed Friday, right? Here's the open. Right here, here's the close. Looks kind of cool, right? Maybe you see some opportunities in here. You see some topping. And, you see some pullbacks and stuff. This is just like a 3-minute chart, right? I'm showing you so you can get an idea of how price moves. Now, this looks cool. But what if you understood there was a whole gang of levels that this day actually traded off of? And they're all pre-calculated, say, 30 years ago in code. And the code is always running, and it's always moving up in price, and it's always moving down in price, and the levels are always there, right? It's just price is always trading within this fractal grid of levels. So what I'll do is I will show you, so I will unhide this on my chart, and I will show you the levels. This isn't after the fact. These levels that, like I said, been here for years. I've got levels that I've never traded before. They're all calculated. It's just sitting in code. And I do this. And you go, holy moly, right? You wouldn't have seen that, and you would have no idea it existed unless I showed it to you. That makes a lot more sense. These levels are where we execute. This is where algorithms execute, and the market will buy, and the market will distribute. Here, they will buy. Here, they will sell. It's every single day. Every single day, right? But you won't know this stuff unless you see it. Okay, so SwappyBot is 2 things, right, that I provide for people. A license to levels. I train people, right? Again, I'm only training 100 people. We're just under half full. There won't be any more after that. And you get a license for the levels and a license for the algo. There's a whole bunch more, but I'm going to talk about SwappyBot and fractal mathematics. So the market is always moving off these levels. See? Hold level, hold level, hold level, hold levels, hold levels, hold levels, break levels. Yeah, absolutely. But inside this grid of levels, there's a roadmap being played. So when a level holds, it has a target level that they will rotate up to, okay? Or they will rotate down to, okay? This is all taught, right? It's all very clear. Once you sit and observe it for a few weeks, you're like, oh my God, this is happening every single day, right? But you'll never see it unless you actually see it in action. And there's very few people like me who actually understand this shit. This is what I do. So this is how the market actually trades. It's always trading, right? Well, what happens if it trades below here or trades above, trades above here outside this grid, and then you're screwed. Well, no, the code will automatically move levels higher and lower. It's in the code. It's always going to shift down, shift up, and it's always going to move with how price is trading. You're always trading in these grids. Always. 24 hours a day. Okay? So this is how price really moves. It moves in a fractal mathematical construct, and it has a roadmap of how it trades. SwappyBot, now, if I unhide this, you're going to see the algo push these signals to the chart, which triggers trades. So that's one level. A, we've got fractal levels. Okay, B, boom. This is our algo taking trades. And we're going to replay this day, and you're going to see this thing auto trade. Now, this thing is generating, very, very well, really, really well. And it doesn't matter what time frame I throw this on. I could change this to a 5-minute. We'll do this once we replay this day. I'll do it right now. So I could 3-minute. You don't like a 5-minute? You like a 5-minute? Cool. We'll take 5-minute setups. Don't like the 5-minute? You want to do a 10-minute? Cool. We'll take 10-minute setups. Right. So the market will always move and execute, or the algo will always execute based off the closes of the time frame you prefer to trade on. So it's ultra flexible. So not only does it have all the logic built into it, it will manage the trade, take the trade. You've got max daily cutoff, max daily profit. It'll lock you out for the settings that you choose to, and a plethora of other settings. You can turn levels on and off. You don't have to let it trade certain levels in your tracking, which is a whole nother thing I'll talk about that I provide to the team. In your tracking, you may say, okay, this week, this setup on this level, this area isn't performing well. You can delete that level and tell the algo not to trade it. You can turn it off and on any level, right? And this is key because context changes and rotation changes, tape regime changes, right? So we go from buying dips to sell the rallies. Okay, cool. Well, there's certain areas that we don't want to buy because the regime is changing, type of thing, right? So it's ultra flexible. Let me just go back to a 3-minute here, just so we can execute a bunch of trades and have some fun. So who is it for? Let me just get back to my chapters here, right? So who is it for? It is for somebody who really wants to trade, right? Here's the deal. You will never out-trade code, ever. You will never outperform code, ever. Because code has zero feelings. It's never going to second guess itself. It's just going to do what it's programmed to do. Okay. The majority of people struggle because they have these emotional issues because we're humans, and they will overthink a setup, they will overthink an entry, and they will hesitate, or they'll take a loss and then they'll throw caution to the wind and just do a whole bunch of stupid stuff. Code does not do that. This algo will only execute when everything lines up perfectly on how to take an entry properly at these levels. Okay. So this is for the person that wants to remove emotions out of their trading and be as systematic as possible. If what you're trading right now or somebody you're following right now is not able to code what they do, they don't have a system. Everything is random, right? People say, oh, your stop can't be always the same amount of, yeah, they can. When you understand the math of the market, your stop is always the exact same amount apart because the market is moving in a fractal grid of levels. So why wouldn't your stop be perfectly placed at the same amount of ticks every single time? Because people don't understand this. Okay, so it's for people who want to actually learn how to trade and to be systematic and have zero emotions and have confidence of their entry, because these levels trade every single day, and that's all we do all day long. That's it. Everything, all the hard work is done for us. We just got to show up, press play, and we're off to the races, right? Who isn't it for? I'll tell you. Don't take offense what I'm about to say, you guys. This is not for anybody who wants to take what they're doing right now and put it on top of this, because I tell you, it's not going to work. If you want to do these fair value gaps, ICT crap, and you think that this is how the market moves and you're just going to put this stuff on top of this and get in front and not let the math levels and algorithms do that. You don't even have to trade the algo. You can just use the math and the triggers to trade things manually. But if you're going to put stuff on top of it, it's not going to work. I don't want you touching it. I don't want you in my community. I don't want you anywhere near it. Because it's people like you that will say, oh, it doesn't work, it doesn't do this. It's because you're not letting it do what it has to do, okay? So if you're like that, or you trade this type of stuff and you don't want to let it go because whatever you believe is what you believe, I don't want you coming near this stuff. It's not for you. I'm just going to tell you straight up. I don't want you around it. I'll yank the license if you're not listening, and Yeah, it is designed to trade this stuff and this stuff only. So you can't put other concepts on top of it. Okay, it's very important that you understand that. Um, you have to let it trade this way, or otherwise nothing will work for you. So that's who it's not for. Okay, it's also not for people who prop traders who full port degen stuff. I'm absolutely not having you interested in having anywhere near my products. It's for people who want to manage risk and be systematic and be risk management first in their trading. Okay, so if you're a full port degen prop guy, you know, social media superstar, I don't want you touching this crap. I want you to get away from it. I don't want you anywhere near it. Okay, because you will full port, you will do all this stuff, and you won't size correctly for the algorithm to do its job, and you'll blow up and you'll say, it's the algo's fault, it's the level's fault, when in fact it's a sizing issue on your part, and you don't know how to size correctly to let systems do their thing. Okay, I just want to get that out in the open. Please, if that is you and you check those boxes, do not come into the room. If you want to learn more, you can come into the free Discord. There's a free side of it where I teach order flow, some really cool things. I got a lot of free stuff for you. DM me, and you can chat with me about this stuff, all right, if it really does pique your interest. But like I said, there's only ever going to be 100 licenses for this thing. I'm going to cap it there because I have some serious plans for this thing. And it's only going to include those 100 people that are actively being a part of my community and want to help backtest and not just backtest, but just work together for a common goal. So I won't explain on that stuff right now. Let's just keep it going. So we talk about the context behind it, right? Emotionless trading, fractal mathematics, how and why you want to work on automation, because it removes the emotions out of your trading and there's no thinking, right? I don't want to overthink. I just want to be, yep, set up, boom, enter, risk, profit, rinse, repeat. What's the next trade? Okay. Full control of your trade. We talked about that. We talked about fractal mathematics. The goal. So the overall goal for this project was I looked where the top retail, non-hedge funds, kind of retail, half retail, performing algorithms sit. And it's generally in this range. So my goal was to say, hey, if we can generate a 3 to 4 hour hands-off every day, that puts us in the top 1% of performing algorithms in this market. That's my goal. We're already hitting that. We're outperforming it. And this is just a result of some really, really hard work. Really hard work. Now, is every day just like hit play and you go to the golf course? Absolutely not. This is not something that you just set and walk away. You have to be there to watch things. Context changes. Stuff happens in markets all the time. We know that. There's another separate study to this thing called the context engine, where we build our daily plans into the algo. It's really, really cool. I'm not going to talk about that today, but there's so much more that goes on top of this thing. But today is just to give you an overview of how cool this is, what my concept is, why I do everything completely different than 99.9% of other people, and how the market actually moves, and showcasing the algo that builds on top of it. Okay, so that is the goal: 3 to 4 hour a day, hands-free, and just let this thing do its job, right? We don't run it during the first hour of the day. Some people are like, whoa, that's when all the volatility is. Oh, I got my fair value gap. Trust me, I don't care about the first hour, because what we do is we are basically an algo. We trade with the algos, the real algos. So I don't want this type of price action. I don't want, like, let's see if I can scroll this over. There we go. I don't want this, right? I don't want that. I want nice, tight PA like this. This is what I want, right? This is why the algo shines. This is why we turn it off in the first 2 hours. We don't care about this, right? We let the market hunt for liquidity, do its thing, take everybody out, and then we get busy after the first hour, right? There's a reason. Now, currently, I code everything for Sierra charts. However, we are running NinjaTrader in the room. I've got 4 or 5 of my close guys running it right now. They're passing evals with it. They're just having a blast with it. The NinjaTrader version has a little bit less on it than the Sierra charts version. I always encourage people to get Sierra charts. It's the best platform in the world, man. It's so rock solid. But I will support NinjaTrader with this, and that's it. Nothing else. Depending how NinjaTrader goes, we'll see how long I do support it. But if it remains solid and I can believe in the platform and it'll run properly on there, which it currently is, I'll continue to support it. But if you want to find out more, drop a just hit the link in the description there. Pop into my room. It's free. If you're a bot, just please stop dropping in my room. I'm just going to ban you. But drop in. Make sure you verify yourself in the rules section. And send me a DM. I'm Sean in the room. Okay? If not, I do DM everybody that shows up there and I say, what's up? And you can ask me any questions you may have, right? But this is provided to all paying members on the site. There's a whole free section. You can come and hang out. Doesn't matter. But free section only costs you $100 a month, and you get the algo, you get the math, you get all this other stuff that I'll do videos on, trade copiers that we built. There's a full live trading dashboard, a live trade tracker, so every trade that you actually take with this thing is logged in this full database, and it crunches all your stats and everything live. You don't have to run TradeZilla or something like that. It actually pulls everything from Sierra charts on a bridge and drops it into this beautiful trade tracker that we built, and it crunches all the data for the algo, so it actually does everything for you. It's really, really cool. That's included as well. But that being said, why don't we run a replay here so you guys can actually see this thing execute. All right, so this is what day is this? We just opened Asia. This is Friday on the NQ. Okay, we're going to take some trades. We're going to take some losses. I'll talk about our... can I squish this thing over here? Hold on. Let me see if I can get my trading montage in here. Can I scroll this thing over? Oh, there we go. Cool. Okay, so we'll replay this. And is that good? Yeah, there we go. We'll start here, post 10:30, and we'll just let it do its thing. Okay. Now you're going to be like, oh, you pre-drew these lines. No. Like I said, these lines have been here for 30 years. Even before you're going to trade an area, those levels are already set. So trust me. We take this off. And we'll do this. At 0. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're doing the actual NQ. Let me just pause it here for a second once it gets going here. Okay, then pause it. So how do we have this set up? We have, let me just check my settings here. I know you can't see it. This is just what OBS does. Okay, so we're just taking one contract. Okay, so we're going to do a 2-hour trade. That's it. So one in, one contract on, 2-hour trade, right? You can set it. You want to do 3-hour, 4-hour, 5-hour, half an hour. You can do it. But this algo runs on R, right? Which is how you should do it, right? So risk is always the same. On the NQ, it's going to be 1 hour. It's going to be about 25 points, roughly, depending how we're calculating. But I already know the calculations. I'm not going to get into that on the free side of this YouTube video. That's for you to come and check out. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. And let's go. Let's hit play. Let's move this over a little bit so I can get this looking nice. All right, there we go. All right, squish this down a little bit. All right, we should be able to see that. All right, so once this candle closes, the algo will start looking for that. So there's no signals here because we have it blocked out for the first. All right, so now it's going to start looking for setups, and you're going to see these diamonds, these green diamonds, black diamonds. This is going to trigger entries, okay, and it's going to log into a database which you can't see. So there we go. We got our first long off this level. We're in. 2 hours right to this next level. Okay, boom. 2 hour in the bank. Once it again, level still valid. I'm going to turn off the actual execution so it keeps our chart kind of clean. We'll turn 1 at the end. But we'll just track the R here. Okay, so we're up 2 hour. I mean, as long as I get 2 to 3 hour in a day, I'm happy. So my day is basically done if I want. So this is our chop zone. We can spend a huge amount of time in here. This is where most traders get bent. Okay, we're in again. I think it takes our stop here, maybe. Let's see. And 4R. So our day's more than done here at this point. So we're at 4R. Once again. So we're at 4R. Close inside this chop zone. We'll see if it gets accepted higher up here now. There's the push. Yep. Look above. And now we're just going to get into all types of choppy price action until we move out of this middle zone. All right. So now you may be like, oh, why is it taking it here and not at the level? Well, there's specific reasons why I have this set up this way, because this is how price trades this certain area. There's certain rules in this zone that how algos rotate price. Okay, we're long here. That's going to be a stop. Didn't like that. We usually have this level X'd out, but we're just going to let it trade it for the so we're up 3R. Okay, now it triggers that long again. That long is still valid. Now you're going to see this thing called SwappyBot. Why I call it Swappy. It's going to swap an order here. Watch this. Okay, we triggered a short. Boom, right there. So it automatically swaps the order, and it's looking for that execution. Now we want to move this level up here a little bit. We want to get our entry in front of this level because this level tends to get front ran. And we come down here. There are 3. There we go. Now we're at 5. So that's 5R. It's going to keep taking it again as long as the level's valid. Puts the order out again. We're short again. Okay. So we're at 5R. Trying to get the fill. We should probably move this up here. There we go. Too late. 7R. That's it. 7R. Why do you want to keep trading? Right? One contract, $3,300. Doesn't matter if you just do the math. If you want to choose half of that with the micros, even better. Now, I don't like that entry, how we just plowed into the level, but we'll see if it holds. Ooh. There we go. 9R. There you go. I'm going to just stop it right here. This is how it trades. As you can see, it doesn't matter. I'm not cherry picking a day. You could put it in the comments, and I'm going to do this all this week here moving forward. You're going to see this thing replay. I'm going to put up replay videos on the day's price action, what it did. There's no need to keep trading, right? We're up 9R on the day. This is a smoking hot day. We've crushed it. We've taken 1 loss and I think 5 wins. 1 loss, 5 wins. What more do you want? This is high performance algorithmic trading inside a fractal mathematical framework. Okay, this is what I do. Okay, let's keep playing. Let's take some losses and let's just see. I'll show you where I would not let the algo trade, and I'll kind of give you a brief reason why. Now, it didn't put that order back out there, unfortunately, because we closed closer to the thing. So the order swap can sometimes not, it'll put the wrong order out, but it's always going to put an order out to the closest close of the price action. So it's always going to manage it that way, which is actually a good thing. So at our peak, we're up $4,300, which is a 9R. Okay, I think we take a stop here. So 8R. But at this, like, you are long gone for the day. If you're still trading after being up 9R, I don't know what you're doing. So here, what you'll see is you say, Sean, what happened? Well, we contracted levels. So the math is calculating tighter. This is telling us not to trade. We can trade this range of levels, but we have to enable that inside the algorithm. We don't want to trade this range of levels because this tells us there's going to be a lot of chop for a little bit. Okay? So this also keeps us really, really safe. And when it does this, we just sit here and we just chill. Okay, we just sit here. There's nothing to do, right? You can try to force trades and trade these smaller ranges of levels, but trust me, you don't want to. It may look easy, be like, oh, why didn't you just take that strong level right there? Well, things can break, right? So we just wait. And you'll see this goes on for another like 30 minutes. And once we hit noon here, we're watching it at 14 speed. I can speed it up here a little bit. I'll speed it up to 20x. And then once we hit noon, the calculations will open back up and we'll be back to business. But usually when this happens, what I'd like to do is delete the orders in the order queue and kind of start over. So what I'll do is I'll go and once we shift, I'll show you what I do. You can delete orders out of the queue too. If you don't like the order anymore and you don't like the algo to want to trade it for specific reasons that I teach, you can just delete it out of the queue. You can delete all of them, or you can delete certain orders. So we're gonna expand here now in a second. Probably about 1 more minute, and you'll see it. We'll start calculating just like this. So what I'll do is I like to, as soon as that thing opens up, I'll cancel the queue and then we'll just look forward from them. There's a reason why we do that. It usually means the market's ready to move higher. So I don't want to short. And then it's going to expand here, I think, on this next candle. This one or the one after it? Yeah, it'll be the one after this. But you see how it's trading it well here, right? It goes short here like it should. Hitting the top of our chop zone, gets bought. And we should expand here right now. 2, 3, 4. Come on. We'll be done here. There it is. Boom. So you see how we open back up? Just like this. We're back done calculating here. Now I don't want, when we're done this, I just want to look forward from here, right? And this is what we teach guys in the room on how to operate this thing. So we don't want to be taking shorts here. Now they can work, right? But a lot of times it signals that the market's going to change direction, right? It's done all its business down at our lower calculated levels. It wants to go experience what's going on up here. It wants to trade basically this level right here, which ended up being the high of the day, 28,515. So now we got a nice long setup, boom, right there. Okay, so we'll take that if it comes, it fills us. Now, I'll show you something here on a long setup that we don't take. Now, it's going to set up for a long here. We don't want it. There's a specific reason why you would cancel this order case. So you would cancel this order. You don't want this order. I'm not going to get into the reasons why. You would have to understand these levels. But we don't want it. Because you're coming all the way from here. Most likely, the pullback to this level usually fails and we go. Do you like a snack? No. See what I mean? So this would be our stop out if we took this level. But this level is okay. Even I don't like this level, but we'll just see if it holds. You can easily sweep down to the bottom of this. But we'll let it take a stop. Oh, what are we up here? No, 8R? 8R. Those aren't ready yet. Daddy just made them. They're not ready yet. And usually we want to get in front of this for a fill because it's very tricky. So I mean, there we go. Boom, 10R. Boom, 10R. Now this thing wants a short. We really don't want a short here. We really don't, but we'll let it take it for the video's sake. There's not a good rejection. This is a good rejection bar here, but again, we want to take it where we get stopped out if we take this level. See, we're swapping orders again. Now that swap is probably going to save us a stop out. Sorry if you can hear my kid. Sunday. Yep, see, it saves us a stop. You're gonna have to wait. Now I'll show you something really cool. Once we get above our 418 level, I'll show you how you can change the algorithm and how you can change your R target, right? Just intraday while it's moving. So what I'll do is I'll change this to there. So we got a long setup right there. So now I'll change this to a 1R setup, right? So say we just want to kind of scalp the market, right? So I'll change this to a 1R setup. And as you can see, once we get up above our 418 right here, we're going to get a whole bunch of 1R trades. So above this level right here. Now we don't want that. We don't want this order, because we now know that we're closing over here. We're going to trade into here. This is just where price is going to go. As long as this holds, we don't want any shorts. We want to let it trade into here, and then we can look for shorts. And then this is a good example too of mathematically having your stop in the correct place. You'll see, I'll zoom in on this, and you'll see how close we get to getting stopped out. But it's because our stop is in the proper place, because we're trading with the algos. We know where they will run the price to. So we've got a long setup sitting right here. We've got a short setup above this level right here. Now it's going to cancel this order right before it's about to fill, which is a feature. It ends up working. See how we missed getting a fill by 1 tick? This short actually works, but it invalidated the short based on the close of the candle, so it took the order away. But it ends up working. Goes 2R, 4R, I think 3R. But we're waiting for it down here. All right, so we're going to let this order come to us. And the cool part is that you're not marketing in on anything. The level, it's all done by limit orders, right? We always have limits. It's only limits. You just let the algo do its thing. Here we go. Almost got filled. Okay, we're filled. Now we're just doing 1R trace. Notice this is 1R, not 2R. 2R would be at the next level. See, boom, 1R. I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see how close we get to getting stopped out here. So our stop is at 92.50. It's there for a reason. Come down again. So we're at what? 11R? Pretty cracking day. Okay, boom. See how, almost got filled there. Missed us by a tick. The swap wasn't fast enough, but we're doing this at 22x. That would have been filled in normal market time. But we'll let it come down. Let's see if we can get another one. There we go. We're filled. This might be where they run it. Oh, there's another R. So that's 12R, 10, 11, 12R. We'll just keep letting it recycle 1R trades. Now we were doing 1R or 2R before, right? We could do 3R. We could do 4R. We could enable the trail manager to take the price up as long as, okay, watch this. Watch this. Because our stop is in the correct location, we know where to put it. See that? And again, holds. Another 1R. 12R. Once again, now it's going to keep trading. Now it became invalidated here, but now it's validated. So it's all about a certain close procedure that I have coded for it to auto trade. It works really well. So here we go. Another fill. We're long. Another fill. It's all hands off. Right? We're not doing anything. We're just letting the algorithm do its thing. It's called SwappyBot. As you can see, our risk, another one. It's so nice to be able to do this and not have a care in the world, because you already know what's going on with price, right? You know where to take your targets, you know where to enter, you just let it do its thing. See, we got within 1 tick of getting that filled. There we go. I think we're at 12R, 13R. So what's this? We're risking on one mini. Is it 1 mini? That's not right. Oh, there we go. 1. $480 on a trade, and we're up 7,180. I think we take one loss. One loss, huh? So what is that? 480. Oh, sorry. 7180. 7180. 14R, 15R, 16R right there. So that in a nutshell that's SwappyBot. Now let me just pause it here. This is the end of the day. We don't want to trade past 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock is basically our cutoff. This is 3 o'clock basically on the dot, this line right here. So what you'll see on this account is me replaying every day after it's done, and I'll show you the performance of this thing every day. But it is far outperforming anything that's on the market right now because nobody understands this stuff, right? I'm probably the only guy on here that really understands this stuff. So if you want to learn more, I'll wrap it up with this. If you want to learn more, just click the link in the description. Just pop into chat. There's a whole free side, right? You can ask me any questions you want. You'll get my free daily plan, and I'll give you these levels on a daily structure. You get some guidance intraday. You get all the free order flow videos, and you get access to me, right? You can ask me any questions you want about this stuff, and I'm more than happy to talk about it. But there's just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not going to get into details about these levels and everything on YouTube. You know, come holler at me, and I'll give you the lowdown here. So again, 3 to 4 hour a day. That's what we aim for. This is a 15-hour day on the NQ. No cherry picking, and just letting fractal mathematics do its thing. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Excuse me. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in my room, man. And I hope to talk with you one-on-one. All right. Have a great week. Let's go.